Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. Weekend is almost here. Today I wanted to talk a bit about limiting beliefs. The reason why I've chosen this topic is because the reprogramming audios that I do for you guys, they kind of tackle mostly your limiting beliefs. So let's start by explaining what those are and how they happen. So, first of all, limiting beliefs are stuff that gets kind of rooted into your subconscious mind. So, sometimes you may not even be aware that you have limiting beliefs, and it just may seem to you like the stuff you are thinking about a certain subject are facts. How we get limiting beliefs? Well, there are several ways. One of them is through our own experiences, um, obviously, not the pleasant ones. And basically, through our experiences, what happens is that we kind of get traumatized by certain things, and then we create, based on that experience, a limiting belief. So, for example, if we get some sort of disappointment, let's say in our love lives, somebody cheats on us, we can create a belief that all men cheat or all women cheat. And we get really scared of this happening to us again. So we subconsciously sabotage every relationship that we have after that. Um, Also, what can happen is that a limiting belief is actually does actually not come from your own experience. It can come from somebody else's experience. So your friend may experience something and then complain to you, and then you talk about it a lot with them, and it kind of sinks into your subconscious mind, and it becomes a belief of yours, and then you get scared because you don't want to experience the same thing that happened to your friend. Another way is just through your parents. When you were a child, they may tell you some sort of limiting belief, and it becomes your belief as well. So for example, I don't know, work is very hard to find, money is really hard to make. Those are like some of the limiting beliefs that we get from parents mostly. um, it can also be it's really hard to get married, a bunch of things really. And limiting beliefs can also happen through media, and just your environment in general. So like people around your coworkers, just like maybe your classmates growing up, and also stuff you read in the media, stuff you see in the news, movies, a whole bunch of stuff. Everything can create a limiting belief. So I hope that it's now kind of clear what a limiting belief is. So now that we know what limiting beliefs are, do we know how we can get rid of them? So basically, what needs to be done is that we need to reprogram our brain, because our brain got programmed a certain way because of this belief that somehow got into your subconscious mind. And now we're running a program that is telling us all men cheat, or love is really hard to find, or I can't find love, I'm not good enough, I'm not chosen. So there's a bunch of limiting beliefs that we might have, and everybody has them, by the way. And some of them we are not even realizing could be a limiting belief. We kind of think, okay, this is just how the things are. And I'm going to give a couple of examples of those assumptions, because this is one that's like very common, and this is one that I've noticed with so many people. So people usually tend to think that the place where they live has the worst people. So everywhere else in the world, it's so much better than where they are. So I have noticed, just talking with my, let's say, American clients, that a lot of them have been saying that, oh, people here are the worst. And they kind of imagine that in Europe, everyone is great and friendly and amazing, and has like really liberal stance and all of that stuff. But that is not the case. So guys, people everywhere are a mix. Some of them are really friendly and some of them are not. Wherever you go, you're going to see that mix. So it's not just where you live, it's everywhere. And the thing is that you're just focusing on the negative, because wherever you are, I promise you, there are so many great, friendly, wonderful people. If anything else, I can tell you that from my experience with people from the US, for the most part, they are great, very friendly, really smart, very bright. All the opposite things that people will say about them. So, like I said, it's the same everywhere. So everywhere you have a mix of all sorts of people. There is no country where everybody is smart and great and friendly. You know, so that's a limiting belief that a lot of people just have about the place where they live. And then a lot of people tend to have, I'm just giving examples here, by the way, anything that comes up. A lot of people tend to think, both men and women, that because of their biology, men are more prone to cheating because they kind of want to have as many kids as possible with as many women as possible. So kind of they want to plant their seed as much as possible. And it's like a biological fact. And a lot of people will think this is a fact and kind of have that limiting belief. And it will kind of create a belief that, yeah, men usually cheat because they want to spread their seed. And also that, it's okay to cheat because, we want to spread our seed. But if we look at the evolution, there is really not much evidence of this at all. So, guys, around, I don't know, 30% of primates are usually monogamous, and humans are within that 30%. Yeah. So the thing is, and I'm not gonna get into, choosing to be ethically non-monogamous and things like that at all. We're just talking about evolutionary and the limiting belief that a lot of people have about men because of this. So when they say there's an animal urge, that's just not accurate. That is not accurate, because humans mainly form monogamous bonds because of their children, because basically human infants, they're not like animal infants. They're a lot less capable, I guess. It takes a lot more work to keep a human baby alive, and to when they're really really small. I'm talking about when they're like infants, right? And there's no point spreading your seed if all your infants can get eaten by bears, for example, because you're too busy like spreading your seed, basically. So that's a limiting belief that a lot of people have, that's absolutely false. And there's a bunch of other ones just like that, so many. And the majority of the limiting beliefs that you have about yourself are not true, but you're not aware of it. You really believe them. That's why they're called limiting beliefs. You really believe you're never chosen. You really believe you're not good enough. You really believe that everybody leaves you. And that's something that needs to be reprogrammed. So how do we reprogram these limiting beliefs? The same way they got programmed, basically, by, repeating the opposite. Because how they were created is that somebody repeated a certain thing, or you read a certain thing over and over and over again, or you just had a certain experience a couple of times, or maybe just once, and it created a limiting belief. So this is why we have reprogramming audios that you need to listen every single day, consistently, because your brain needs to kind of accept new things. And when it kind of gets, basically how brain works, guys, is by repetition. So just like when you went to school and you need to learn something, and the way to learn it was to repeat it over and over again until you remember it, same thing. So this is just how brain works, and this is how we reprogram it. So when I make an audio for you, I need to know you, right? So this is why I've been making them for like clients, obviously, that I know and have talked to, and I kind of know what your limiting beliefs are. Whether you have told me or I've just picked up on them, because I notice, I notice when you complain over something, or when I notice something that is in you, I will use it in the audio, obviously. And everybody is different, and everybody has a different issue and different limiting beliefs. So this is why they're personalized. Again, I apologize about the noise. I can hear it as well. I am on my lunch break at work again. For those of you who don't know, I have a day job. So always had one. And I try to film on my lunch break usually, because most of the time I will not have the time to do it at home. So my coworkers are also on their break, and they can be loud. So nothing I can do about that. I can't tell them, hey, I'm filming. So I'm sorry if noise is bothering you. I do sincerely apologize. This is just when I have time to do this. So, anyways, where were we? We reprogram it by, repeating things that are actually true, because your limiting belief is telling you lies. So, it's not true that all men cheat. It's not true that men have animal urges and that they can't, be with just one woman. Not true. It's not true that, I don't know, that all the people in a certain country are a certain way. It can't be true. Look at the statistics. I mean, so many things that we kind of believe are true are actually not. And it's time to break those limiting beliefs. And I know it can be hard to do this by yourself, but you totally can, by the way. You don't need a reprogramming audio. It's kind of more for people who struggle with their limiting beliefs a lot, and just, they're trying and trying, but it's hard for them, because we are not all the same. And it was hard for me as well, and I did use the reprogramming audio, on myself as well. And it helped me tremendously. For me, this was the thing that helped me the most. And again, not everybody is the same, so not for everyone this will be the thing that helps the most. It's gonna depend, but it's worth trying, because it does work. There's no way it doesn't work, so it has to work. But you can work on them yourself, and you should be working on them along with the audios. So don't just rely on that. Remind yourself that when you have like such a negative thought, that it's actually not true. Analyze it and prove to your brain that can't possibly be true. Also, try to focus on positive things, because there's so many positive stuff. But if your vibration is low, you will just automatically only focus on the negative things and only notice negative things, which is absolutely not good, because then you're going to be creating more negative beliefs and limiting beliefs that, things never work out for you, everything always, only bad things happen to you. All sorts of more limiting beliefs can be created by that way of thinking, and that's absolutely not something you want, because you do not want to go through this life thinking poorly about yourself, about the opposite sex or the same sex, if that's what you're into, right? You don't want to go through this life thinking that everybody is just going to treat you badly, that all the people are horrible, that everybody lies, cheats, everybody's a narcissist, everybody is this and that, because that is not true. That's absolutely not true. You are not like that. So why would everybody else be? You are not the only person that is a nice person in this world. Also with other things, I don't know, jobs, that it's impossible to find a job, that you are not capable, that don't have enough knowledge or education. All of these things just need to go away. Read about people that have become successful and were not educated at all. There are all sorts of examples, and all sorts of things can happen only if you have the motivation and the wish to achieve something. It's not necessary for you to be extra educated, or even to be extra smart, or even to be anything extra. Things can just happen if you really want them to happen, and if you really try. Nothing falls from the sky, not even with spell work. Things do not fall from the sky. You need to get into the right vibration for the things to fall out of the sky. So you still need to do something. And that's basically, I think, everything I wanted to say. I hope this makes sense, and I hope everybody is working on their limiting beliefs, because we all have them, and we need to recognize them, and we need to reprogram them, because they are holding us back so much. You have no idea, guys. You have no idea. And you have no idea how happier you're gonna be, and how better you're gonna feel once you have reprogrammed those. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a great weekend. Bye.